poets from average poets.
A great poet is someone who speaks the voice of his people, because the poetry comes from the people.
Yes.
When you see, a poet can't sit in an ivory tower and make a poetry. A poet must be amongst his people in order to write poetry that's going to affect his people. Amir Baraka was a great poet because he was always amongst his people. Maya Angelou was a great poet because she's always, Still I Rise is one of the greatest poems ever written. There's no doubt about it. And those folks, you've got to go to where the poetry is created. The poetry is created by the way we live, how we live, the style in which we live our lives. The poet takes what everybody already knows, but the poet gives it back to you in a way that you can understand it better and appreciate it more. That's the job. Poets don't really say anything new. They tell you stuff that you're familiar with, but you never looked at it like that before. You think you know what love is? Ask a poet. Another book that you'll need to put in your bibliography is The Prophet.
Yes.
By Khalil Gibran. Every poet needs to have that book. And there's some things that Khalil Gibran says that will give your life a great deal of satisfaction, especially if you have kids. Your children are not your children. They're the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. We are the bows and they're the arrows that we set forth. We don't know where they're going to land. We just try to give them guidance. A line from a movie that I'd like to just drop on you real quick that I think is a special line. There's an underground railroad made of bones at the bottom of the sea.
Wow, I like that.
There's an underground railroad made of bones at the bottom of the sea. That was written, of course, to with the Middle Passage. Some of our brothers and sisters knew on the boat, I'm not going to dig this next life. I think I'll go and check out and come back. See, because we have a different understanding of this thing called living and dying. We do not die. We move on into other dimensions. That's why I mentioned we go to another neighborhood. You know, this house is run down, we move. And our creed is life and the celebration of life. We're dealing in a world that's creed is death and destruction. The anthem itself is nothing but death and destruction. Bombs bursting in the air, rockets ready there. It's a war song. There are bodies, there are flowers, there are trees under those bombs. We're about living. Lift every voice and sing. We're about life. We celebrate life. You can give us a fake ass holiday, don't matter. And we'll take that grill and go out to the park and celebrate. We ain't got a damn thing to do with the 4th of July.
Not at all.
But we can party. Make that our day. We ain't got to go to work. Should have got a grill. My friends, please. We love to enjoy life. We're about life. I wrote a piece that was made known to me because my son did it. And he says, and the line I had written, I didn't even realize it was mine because he when he does my stuff, he owns it. He just takes it over because he does it so well. The line was, and I can hear him saying it now. It says, you are an amateur of life. We are life itself. And that's what we're up against. We're dealing with people who are